The season 2 regular season is in the books. We've had 20 episodes that have all come and gone to give us who the final 16 entering this bracket are going to be. It's time to reveal what the playoff bracket is going to look like for season 2. Going back to the leaderboard, we know who the 16 people are. We have them all locked in the green here, but we have 3 people tied in 3rd place, 2 tied in 6th, 2 tied in 8th, 3 in 10th, and 3 in 14th. So we have a lot of tiebreakers here. So I randomized those tiebreakers to give us what the ultimate matchups are going to be in this bracket. So let's run through them so you know what to expect going forward in the Sweet 16 matchups. But first off, the Swan Song. Sophie, Ethan, Alex, Seth were the 4 out of the 20 that were not going to be making the playoffs this season. Thank you so much to all of you for participating. I hope to have you back in a future season, but it's not in the cards this season for you to make the playoffs. But it's time to find out who is in the playoffs. Going back to the bracket, we're going to reveal these matchups one by one. The very first matchup is the 1 seed Harry Argyle versus the 16 seed Anthony Devaney. So we have Anthony from the Raiders of the Lost podcast, the very first contestant of this season, versus Harry, who had the best score of the entire season. A 1-16 battle. Can Anthony pull off the upset and knock off the current leader of the season in Harry? We'll have to wait and see if he can pull it off. The colossal upset that would be. But the next matchup for who's going to play the winner of that is going to be Gooch versus Doug Holler. So Gooch from the Lights Camera Barstool podcast, the Dozen Trivia, Barstool Sports, going up against the reigning defending champion Doug Holler in the Sweet 16. This is already an incredible quadrant of the Sweet 16. We have the best score of the season. We have the reigning defending champion. We have 2 newcomers. This is going to be a gauntlet to get all the way to the end. Doug and Harry are probably the early favorites, with Harry being the strongest score of the season, Doug having the championship experience. But Anthony and Gooch, if they have anything to say about it, they'll be making their way to the Elite 8. But it's time to start looking at the other matchups and other quadrants. We have number 4, George Carmy versus number 13, Owen Patnod. These two have butted heads before in the past, and they're going to be butting heads again in the Sweet 16 in the 4 versus 13 matchup here. Owen, obviously, the runner-up to last season. George laid a dud in season 1, came back strong in season 2. We'll see if he's able to knock out Owen in the very first round. But after their matchup goes, we're going to be seeing who they're going to end up facing for the winner. And that's between Kevin Movie Man and Sammy J Reacts. So 2 people who were both in season 1, both in season 2. Neither of them made the playoffs last season. We had Sammy with a colossal collapse in season 1 at the end of the regular season episode to not make the playoffs. And Kevin Movie Man laid a dud in season 1 as well, but he came back and he's here in the 5 seed. 5-12 matchup. For anyone who watches March Madness for college basketball knows this is the most common upset every single year. So will Sammy J Reacts be that 12 seed and knock off the 5 seed in this bracket? Between them, we have the whole left side of the bracket now at this point. We have the number 1 Harry Argyle. We have the reigning defending champion Doug Holler. We have Owen Patnod, who was the runner-up in the championship last year. So this left side is an absolute gauntlet. It was 1 and 2 from last season, number 1 from this season. A couple of people coming back who have experience from the season 1. And then we also have Anthony and Gooch, who have no experience in the Trivia 10 so far, trying to make a push forward in the playoffs. Half of the bracket has been revealed. Let's go to the other side of the bracket now. The first matchup is between Josiah Coops and Soups in an incredible battle between 2 absolute kings. Josiah in the 2 seed, second best score of the season. Soups in that final episode 20 clutched it up with his interstellar pull to be able to get himself in the playoffs and knock out Seth. 2 versus 15. And this is going to be one of the most fun matchups of the Sweet 16. I cannot wait for this one. But the winner of that is going to be facing the winner of Blake's Takes versus James Devaney. Blake's Takes has collabed with the Raiders of the Lost podcast before, doing podcasts together in person. This time they're going to be going up head-to-head. We see Anthony is facing off against the number 1 already, but his brother is going to be facing off against Blake's Takes in a 7 versus 10 matchup. Winner going on to face Josiah Coops or Soups. So we have James taking on Blake. We have Anthony taking on Harry, the 2 members of the Raiders of the Lost podcast. Next matchup we're revealing here, Byron Ashworth versus Cam Walsh. So we have Byron, 3rd place on the season, an incredible score, and Cam also an incredible score this season, making the playoffs. He didn't do great in season 1, but he got one of the hardest quizzes. Season 2, he was able to just barely punch his ticket to the playoffs. We're going to see Byron versus Cam in the 3 versus 14 matchup. The winner of that will be taking on the winner of this next matchup. The final matchup we're going to reveal, and the final 2 people in the playoffs, K Meeks and Nalbus. So K Meeks, the 3rd member of the Looks Like a Movie podcast. All 3 of them have made the playoffs this season, just like they did last season. But K Meeks versus Nalbus, head-to-head for the 6 versus 11 matchup. The winner of that will be playing the winner of Byron versus Cam. So there we have it. The bracket is completely revealed at this point. The Sweet 16 is going to be coming your way. Harry 1 seed, Josiah 2 seed, Byron in the 3, Doug in the 4. Then we have Kevin at 5, K Meeks at 6, Blake's take 7, Gooch 8, Doug 9, James 10, Nalbus 11, Sammy J Reacts 12, Owen at 13, Cam at 14, 15 is Soups, and 16 is Anthony Devaney. Here's the bracket. Sweet 16 is coming your way, but there is going to be one new episode on Friday before we get into the Sweet 16, a bonus episode for season 2. So Cam, the 14 seed, was gracious enough to put together a trivia deck of the season 2 Trivia 10 style for me. He was the host, ran me through an episode. Everyone's been asking, how would you do on this? Would you be washed? Is your experience of making all these trivia decks, played to your advantage? Are you going to be incredible at this? Would I have made the playoffs? You're going to see the answers to all these questions on Friday because it's a very fun quiz. Cam put together a brilliant quiz. It was very fun filming it. You have to see, would I have made this playoffs? Would I have made this bracket? You're going to see on Friday when I take on the Trivia 10 in a fun bonus episode. So that means a week from today, on Tuesday, we're going to be kicking off the Sweet 16 and going through these matchups to try and find out who's going to make the Elite 8 all the way until we can figure out who is going to be in the championship for season 2. Is Doug Haller going to make another push? Is someone who's a brand new newcomer going to make it all the way? We're going to have to wait and see. One thing's for sure, though, if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're here and ready, notified, hit the notification bell so you know when these new episodes are going to be uploaded, because it's win or go home time at this point. There's no more waiting. There's no more crutches. It's just win or go home in the Sweet 16. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment your prediction down below. Who do you think is making it all the way? Who do you think are going to win these matchups? I would love to see some discussion down below for who you think is going to be making the Final Four and winning the whole thing. But with that, we're going to see you Friday with my bonus episode, me taking on the Trivia 10. We will see you then. Peace.